Sometimes the small features that HighLevel releases turn out to be the biggest, and that is definitely true of what we're going to talk about today: how to copy or clone a workflow from one location or subaccount to another. Guys, I think this one is huge. It's going to save so much time, and there's so many different things that you can do with it. We are going to jump in. I'm going to show you a couple of different reasons why you might want to do this, and then show you exactly how you can do it. Let's go. So in our first example here, let's say you are an agency and you've got a few different pricing plans. You've got a few different tiers for your services. Well, the solution here is with this ability to just copy a workflow is that you can create a base snapshot to work off of, and then you can just make different workflows according to whatever tier or pricing plan that your client is on, and then just copy that existing or built out workflow right to that sub account, depending on what your client tier is and what their plan is, right? Let's move on to number two. Let's say that you have a SaaS user. You're selling SaaS, you have a SaaS user, and they're doing great with their snapshot. Everything's working out really well. But let's say that they just have a feature that didn't happen to be in your snapshot. They didn't know that they needed. They're asking you for it. Here is a perfect way to do this without having to open up the whole can of worms with snapshots. Say you have a real estate agent, for example. That's my niche right now. And let's say you're offering review generation and it's going wonderfully, but they would also like a referral system to stack on top of that. A workflow is the perfect way to do that, right? So an easy way to just push out that one feature, building out that workflow for the referral system and automation, copy that workflow to the client that's requesting it, and you are completely good to go. And then number three, I think this is one that a lot of people don't think about, but it's so incredibly powerful. Oftentimes, as agencies, we have to make changes kind of on the fly sometimes, right? Maybe in a client sub account or the main snapshot account that's tied to or the main sub account that's tied to that snapshot. And it's just not the best place to do testing. So now we can have a separate sub account that we are testing workflows before we do anything with them, before we are handing them over to a client, whether it's SaaS or otherwise. And you can do that in a test sub account. Again, get everything ironed out and then just copy that workflow and push it out to whatever client that needs it. So let's hop in and I want to show you exactly how you can copy that workflow. Okay, so you are in your sub account, whichever sub account you want to use to copy that workflow. Now, here's one thing you really need to make sure of if you're wondering why that feature is missing. First of all, make sure that it's turned on in labs if it hasn't been completely pushed out to everybody yet. And then the other thing you want to make sure is that whatever sub account you are logged into, that you are an agency admin. That is the only way that that feature is going to show up, and that makes sense, right? So I'm going to come down to my automation. And I'm going to take a look at my workflows here, and let's pick the example of emails here. And let's say it's a Black Friday email, kind of just what I was talking about, right? I have someone and maybe it's e-commerce, and I think, you know what, I would really like to give that e-commerce client an email workflow to go along, or have a nice holiday email workflow, right? And so we're going to just come down here to copy to sub account. Again, make sure that you're logged in as an agency admin if you don't see it. And then you're only going to be given access to the sub accounts that you have access to. So I am going to just type in my sub account here, click on that and click submit. And that is literally it. If something goes wrong, you can always check your logs and look into the details on that. But I have had zero issues with it. It's working amazingly. So now I'm just going to come back over here and come right to that sub account. And let's take a look and see if it's there. It's already in automation here. And here it is right here, Black Friday email. A couple of things to note here. It will always be automatically in draft form. So you want to make sure that you open your workflow up and of course test it always, and then trigger it or toggle it from draft to publish and save, of course. And then one last thing I want to talk about is the assets that go with the workflow when you copy it from one location to another. Let's talk about these just really quickly. Any tags that you have associated with that will go with it. Any custom fields that are associated with the contact, any custom values, any custom fields that are associated with the opportunity go as well. If you have any stages or any pipeline stages that the workflows kind of are associated with, those goes as well. Any actual email or SMS, if you've written things out either email or SMS in that workflow, those go with it as well. And then coming soon, if you have built a template in the actual email builder, those are going to be sent over as well. Everything else gets deleted. This is all the stuff that comes with it. So I hope this was helpful. This is an awesome feature. Let me know how you plan to use it. I'm super excited to hear about it. Bye-bye.